Sorry, I was a little late, folks. I was welcoming visitors.
Is CJ okay?
You all might recognize a couple of these characters. Who's this guy on the left?
Is it your boy Quintus?
Oh, yes, it is. And who's in the middle there?
Clemens.
I silly. No,
Who do we have next to them?
no idea.
You know, I could not tell you.
That's Lucia.
Oh.
Oh,
Yes.
Mm.
Quintus's sister.
I
Isn't it
see.
nice of them to join us today on the Fool's Day?
How come?
Yes, very, very nice. All right, guys. Well, I guess we've got some Latin to do. You all prepared a part that you're going to screen share with us, and then of course I think it's either going to be a project grade or a test grade. So we'll just see what happens. I believe Sage and Malachi were going to go first. Is that right? Did I understand that correctly? Yes? Someone speak to me. Can you all hear me?
Yeah.
Yes.
Great. And Sage,
Yes,
they're
we
going
can hear.
first. Is that correct?
Yeah, I think so. I'm going first.
Wonderful. All right. So whenever you're ready, I would love to hear from you.
Okay, so I didn't really remember how you told us to do it.
Oh,
I put it all on Word.
okay. So what did you think I had said there, Sage?
To like highlight it and stuff, you know.
Okay.
So that's basically what I did, and then I also wrote the translation down.
Ah, I see. Okay. Sammy, you got to get him to stop, please. All right. So you don't need the translation, so you guys think that away, please. And Quest, you got to stop. You got to stop. Okay. Sage, go ahead. Talk us through this. What page are we on, by the way?
Page 4.
Page 4. Okay, go ahead.
So the Garumna Flumen is the nominative, so that's what we're going to start with. So the river Garani, and then separates kind of from David. So I use that separates. So the river Garani separates, and then we have the gulls from the Quantanis. Yes.
Okay, keep talking.
The next part, I use the David again, and the Marn and the scene separates them from the Belgai, the people group Belgai.
Okay. And what case then is Belgies there based on your astute scholarship there, Sage?
I'm pretty sure it's ablative.
Okay, why would it be ablative? Tell us more.
Well, ablative is usually with the by with from, and I'm pretty sure it's like the direct object, and it has the from, which is the key.
Okay,
point.
so you were right until you said direct object. When you said by, with, or from, that is correct.
Object of the preposition.
There we go. Now we're talking.
Yes.
Okay, great.
And then Of all of these, the Belgae are the bravest.
Why'd you choose bravest?
For dismissi, the isimi or whatever, the ending means very, or like more than normal.
Great. And we call that superlative, just so you know.
Okay,
Okay.
thank you.
Keep going.
And then because they're the farthest from humanity, and so from the culture of our province.
Yeah, what's going on with longissime absunt?
Longissime absent.
Mhm.
I'm pretty sure absent means from.
So the ob part of absunt means from, yes, but what about the longissime?
I'm not sure.
You just told me about it.
Yes. Farthest.
Yes, that's it. And why is it the est? What do you have the est there?
The isime again.
There we go. All right. Do you see how Caesar is purposefully, once you know one form, you know the other form?
Yes.
See that parallelism he's using? Great. Okay. Any other thoughts there, Sage?
Not really.
Okay. So guys, this goes for everybody. Sage did a great job translating. She did not need to write out the translation. All right. So anytime you're doing this and you're teaching, you don't need to write out the translation because Sage, you studied it so much, you don't even need the translation anymore, do you?
Yep.
Exactly. And that should go for everyone. Okay, great. Thanks so much. And who had the next? Malachi, do you have the next?
Me. Yep.
Great.
And I actually forgot to set up the screen share. So I'm just going to have to direct you from the text, I guess. So I'm going to start with Mercatores because I think that sounds the best in English.
Wait,
So-
let me pause you there, Malachi. So do you
Okay.
mean you didn't make a document, or do you mean you don't know how to screen share?
I did not make a document.
Okay. I just want to make sure we're clear because if it was just a matter of not knowing how to screen share, we could teach you that real quick. Okay, go ahead.
Okay, so, and the merchants did not visit them often. And yeah, so the reason I started with Mercatores is just because I think it sounded better. Usually the nominative is at the beginning, but it just sounds better this way. So the merchants did not visit them often, and therefore they did not bring weakness to their minds, referring back to the Gauls. And then
Let's go back there. Let's take a quick little pause. You're missing the words eaquai. Eaquai, those are very important. The things which.
and they did not bring the things which weakened their minds.
Yeah, which tend to weaken their minds. Okay, yeah, go
Okay.
ahead.
Okay, so as you can see, effeminandos animos, those agree, and I believe those are both an accusative,
That's right.
the direct object. Continuing on, we have, and the Germans who live across the Rhine are very near, and then with which they continually wage war.
Okay.
So another thing I noticed was at the very beginning of this sentence, minimeque and saipe are kind of what we would call antithesis, because minime means not at all, and saipe means quite often. So I did see that he added that in there. And that is about it.
Great. So Malachi, here's what I want you to do. I want you to still create that document. All right.
All right.
And then just get it to me. Let's see, today's Wednesday. Do you think Friday's soon enough, or do you think that'll give you enough time?
Yeah, I can do it. Do you just
Great.
want me to send it through email or?
Yeah, or just that's fine for now. Just send it to me. That way I
All
can
right.
get your grade on that. So I think that'll be important for you.
Okay.
Mr. Lee,
Great. Yes.
I have a question. So, you said that maybe I misunderstood this. So you said that we could go to Dickinson's commentaries
Yep.
and screen share that and
Nope.
just write on it for translating.
Nope.
Okay.
So what I told you to do with Dickinson's commentaries was to use the text there, right? And use their hints, use all that stuff, but then you're creating your own document.
That is not what I understood. Okay.
I also did not understand that, I guess.
Okay. So, and this is, guys, I'm not going to count you late, all right? Just like Malachi there, who didn't have that. I'm not going to count it late. Do you think you can get it to me by Friday, Audrey and Eva?
Yeah, I think so.
Doesn't take a ton of work. I imagine you've already done all the legwork. That is figuring out what all agrees, figuring out what all goes together, how this all works, right? So it shouldn't take long. It's just a matter of kind of getting that done.
Mr. Lichty,
Yeah.
can I also email the document to you? I did the
Sure.
same thing as Malachi.
Sure, that'd be fine.
Okay.
So the important thing is that you guys are ready to go today. But then after that, you'll need to give me that document. So what this means is that maybe I was cutting out the other day. I don't know, or maybe I just didn't do a good job explaining it. So if 5 out of 10 don't understand it, then usually that means the fault's with the teacher rather than with the students. But anyway, I'm not going to give you late grades. I still want you to do it. I think it can be instructive for you because I want you to see it. All right. I want you to see how those words work together and how they're highlighted together. Does that make sense, Audrey, Eva, Jonah? Yes.
Mr. Lichty.
Yeah.
So not only did I not know about the whole emailing you like a document kind of part of it, but it also has come to my attention that I'm an idiot and I did the wrong page. So can I try to redo that by Friday as well?
That'd be fine. So listen, guys. Let me see if I can find what I had here in your lesson plans for yesterday. Oh, it's not going there. Did you guys find the RenWeb for yesterday where it showed which pages you guys had?
No, I saw that and I wrote down the right page in my planner and then I just did the wrong one.
Oh, okay. Got it. Okay. Yeah, that's fine. So how do you propose to fix this? Sorry.
Just, find that right page, do my best to, work it all out and email you the document that has everything, all the agreements and whatnot.
Okay.
All that kind of grammar.
Great. But then today when it's your turn, what do you propose we do, Jude?
Fail.
Okay. All right. So we're done with pages 3 and 4, I believe. Guys, did those make sense to you after what Malachi and Sage did? Yes? Okay.
So I don't have to redo anything?
Sage, you don't have to redo anything. Nope. You're good. Okay. Lawrence is to do page 6. So Lawrence, if you don't mind, go ahead. Hi, guys. It's so good to see you all. I haven't seen you in so long. By the way, was he in geometry?
No.
Okay. Well, at least there's that. At least he's
No.
not favoring Mrs. Green over me.
He's probably sleeping.
Well, I can't imagine that. So I was guessing he was probably working. Okay. So let's see here. All right. So we'll skip pages 5 and 6. Oh,
I did 6.
you did 6?
I did 6.
Well, great. Why don't you just do that one for us?
All right, I'll try 6.
And then that'll be the one that you turn in also. If that's the one you prepared. That makes sense.
Okay. I didn't
Yeah.
do a document though, so.
That's great. Go ahead.
So it starts in the middle of the sentence, so it's kind of weird. But I believe that first part refers to the border of the Belgians. And I believe, is the border the subject? I believe the border is the subject. And Tingit touches and Rhine River, I believe, is the accusative. And so it touches the Rhine River. And I looked in the commentary, and it said that ob sequanis et Helvetis means on the side of the sequani in the Helvetii.
Mm-hmm.
So there's that. And then Werget, it looks to the north. And then you have the Belgians is the subject, and Orientor is the verb. So they rise up out of the furthest borders of Gaul. Then pertinent, they stretch to the lower part of the Rhine River. And then another spectant, they look to the north and the east. Or
Hold on just a second. What case is fluminus rani?
Fluminus rani?
Mm-hmm.
Would that be genitive?
Yes, good.
Because it's the part of the Rhine River.
Mm-hmm. Good.
And then Aquitania. Aquitania, pertinent, reaches from the Garumna River to the Pyrenees Mountains. And I was unsure of the phrasing of eam partem oceani quae est ad Hispaniam, so I went with the part of the ocean which is next to Hispania.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay. And then spectat, it looks in to the west and the north, or just the northwest.
Yeah, so guys, turn back to page 2. Thanks, Jude. Turn back to page 2. You see it there, page 2? Does everybody have a book? Does anyone not have a book? Ellie, do you have a book there? Great. Okay, so look at page 2. You'll notice, do you see where Aquitani are?
Yes.
Way down in the south. All right. It's bordered by what things there?
There's
Jude
the
just read
ocean
about it.
next to it.
What'd you
The
say, Zoe?
There's the Atlantic Ocean next to it.
Yep. And what's underneath it?
Pyrenees Mountains.
The Pyrenees, exactly. Why does it say it looks toward the north and the west? What does that mean?
That's the land that it kind of faces, like the rest of Gaul that it faces to.
Exactly. That's exactly right. So it faces the west of Gaul and it faces toward the north. So what that means is it's in the southwest. Eva, are you seeing this? Does this make sense, Miss Eva? Yes, great. Okay, and then do you see the bell guy? Notice that it's at the farthest parts. You see that the very up there at the way up in the north. And which way does it face, the bell guy? To
The south.
south and the east, doesn't it? And so that means it's in the eastern part, and it looks down toward the south, all right, which means it's actually in the north. So it's kind of the reverse of what we'd expect, but you can see what he's doing there, can't you? Okay. Okay, great. Thanks, Jude. Just give me that document for page 6.
Okay, so I'm still kind of confused. How do you want the documents? You just want the Latin, and then you want us to do what with the Latin?
You tell me what you think.
like show you what agrees with everything and all that kind of stuff?
Yep, I want it color coded.
Okay.
I want you to color code it by case. You can also, for instance, you guys that had all those superlatives, the ECME, ECMUS, and so forth, you can have a different color for superlatives, things like that. All right. And then have a key at the bottom, just like Sage did. The only thing that Sage did that I don't want you to do is the translation.
So, if relatives, but we didn't color code them, can I do that now?
You mean
Or
while you're waiting for other people to go?
Yeah.
That's probably what I would be doing if I were you. Okay. Okay. So who had page 9? Page 9?
That was me.
Great.
Yes.
Take it away.
Okay, let me go ahead and share the screen. Okay, give me 1 second.
Should we see what Quintus is up to while Tess is looking? Oh, okay. There we go. Oh, the desert.
Okay, can everyone see that?
Oh, wow.
Okay. Yep. Go ahead.
Okay, so ignore the translation there because I accidentally wrote that before I heard that we weren't supposed to. So pretend that that isn't there. But, so you'll notice in the first sentence, it's pretty short, but orgetorix is the nominative. So that will be first because it's the subject. And then nobilissimus and dutissimus are both superlatives. So they both agree. And then Helvetios is the accusative. So it says, among the Helvetians, orgetorix is by far the most noble and rich. And then the next sentence, it's super long. So I kind of put like parentheses and underlined and circled parts to break it up and make it sound better which one you should do first. So then the first part is while and Messala and Empione were consuls. So that's the first part. And then both of those names agree because they're both accusative, I believe. And then the next part is regni, cupiditate, and ductus. And then regni is the genitive, and then inductus is the verb, so led on by the lust of sovereignty. And then the next part that I circled is the next part that you would do. And during these parts, nothing really matches because it's just kind of a simple sentence with the verb and then a genitive and then an accusative or ablative. So then the next part says he made a plan, and then civitati is genitive. So it's about the citizen, or sorry, nobilitatis is genitive. So it's saying like of or about the nobles. And then you go to persuasit as the next verb. So it says, and he persuaded the citizens so that, and then omnibus and copus are both ablative. So they both agree with each other. So he persuaded them to take all of their stuff and leave from the territory, and de finibus is the ablative, so by, with, or from the territory. And then the next part is
hold on just a second, Tess.
saying that
hold on just a
it
second.
would. Okay.
What did you do with suis?
I found that was the dative. So I think I just did that as he persuaded the citizens, so that is suis of theirs, so like all of their stuff. Because I had a hard time finding what that one was.
So suis, I think, agrees there with phenibus.
Okay.
So
Oh yeah,
those should be
I
double
had that they
underlined
agreed,
also,
but I
'cause
didn't
those
know
are-
if they were both ablative or dative.
They're both ablatives because they follow day, so those are objects of the preposition.
Oh, okay. So pretend that those are both highlighted because those agree too. And then the rest of the sentence, the only things that matched was totius Gallii, because those are both genitive. So saying that it would be easy to take control over all of Gaul. So those both go together. So yeah, that's what I got.
Okay, I want to direct all of our attention back to Civitate. Everybody see Civitate there? So, what case is Civitate? This is a question for everybody.
Is that genitive?
Nope. Because it comes from, it's a third declension, civitas, civitatis.
Oh.
What
Is
must
it
it be?
dative?
It is dative. Why would it be dative there? Because what you said, he persuaded the state. You said citizens, but really it means citizenry, like a group of citizens. He persuaded the group. Why would it be dative? Anybody have any idea? Because you always persuade someone in the dative. You don't persuade them in the accusative. You persuade them in the dative. The rule is, see that PER in front of persuasit? Romans counted that as a prefix. And a lot of times when there's a prefix on a verb, it'll take a dative instead of an accusative. So that's just something to put in the back of your kettle and let it simmer for a while. All right? Thank you, Tess.
Okay. Yeah.
Who's next?
I'm next.
Okay, Zoe, you're at page 10?
Yeah.
Great. Show us what you got. Audrey, what's funny there? Give me the good stuff.
Sorry, it'll take me a second. My system, the computer's messed up.
Okay, Audrey, go ahead. Give me the good stuff. Audrey, I don't know why I can't hear you, but I can't hear you.
I'm nothing's funny.
Oh,
You know.
you're just giggling to yourself? It looked like Sage was private messaging you. What? Could that be? What?
It won't let me screen share while you're recording.
Really? It let other people.
I tried, but it said I had to quit to screen share while it's recording.
Can you read our private messages, Mr. Lichty?
Oh, Sage, I can read everything.
Can you tell me what we were talking about?
I need to figure out how to flip this, Sage. Can you help us solve this problem instead of creating another problem, Miss Sage? How about that? So
Okay. Maybe I fixed it.
let's see.
Or maybe you just won't be able to record it. Can you guys kind of see that? No? Okay.
You haven't shared your screen yet.
Yeah.
I cannot see it.
There we go.
Okay.
There it is.
Okay, yeah.
Okay.
Now, yeah, there we go.
Okay, you guys can.
That's it. There we go.
Yes. Okay. Okay, so I have page 10. So first I'm just going to translate it and then kind of go back over things. So it says it was easier to persuade them because the Helvetians were trapped in by the nature of the place. On one side, the Rhone flowed, or the Rhone River was deepest and widest. On another, which separated the Helvetians' plains from the Germans. Another part was the tallest mountain range, Jura, which was between the Sequani and the Helvetians. The third place, the Lamano Lake and the Rhine River, which separated our province from the Helvetians. So,
Great.
yeah, okay. So that's what it says. And so, let's see if I can do it. So there's lots of, well, what are they? The superlatives. What am I trying to say? So they're saying that it's very, yeah. Anyway, you guys know what those are. And then I made the verbs that I could find purple, but I think I probably missed some. And Dad, do you have any questions? Because I don't know what else to say.
Continentur is also a verb.
Okay,
What do you make of that?
right here.
Mhm.
Yeah. I wondered if that one was, but I couldn't tell. How do you know?
Can anyone spot the verb form on continentur?
Is it just
Is
the
it the
TUR?
Is it the what? Sorry.
TUR?
Is it deponent?
It's the NTUR or the TUR. One way to think about this, guys, that passive ending. Think about, sorry to bring up a sore subject, but think about when you're on tour, TUR, tour. When you're on tour, you're passive. You're just sitting there. You're not doing anything. There's your verb. You're on tour on the bus for 24 hours, right? So passive, tour. That's another way to think about continentur and just a normal tour. Okay, and then guys, did you notice persuasit?
Yes, right
What
here.
case does persuasit take again?
Dative?
Yeah, which one's the dative?
Persuasive?
Persuasit's the verb.
Okay, well then would it be facilius? Because it's easy to persuade them.
Facilius means easier. Anybody recognize the dative there? Ends in that IS, dative ending.
This one?
Yep, EEs, good. So he persuaded them. Usually we would expect it to say eos, persuasive eos, but since it's a, well, actually we call it a compound verb, it takes a dative.
Okay.
Okay. Any questions for anybody? From anyone? Okay, thanks, Zoe.
Yep.
Who's up next?
Should be me.
Should be you, Jude, is that what you said?
Yeah.
Okay. That's okay. When I get a hold of Lawrence, I'll maybe he can do that one for us, page 11. Let's skip ahead to 1.3. Who had page 15?
That was you.
Thank you, Sage. Yep, Ellie, go ahead.
So I also forgot to do the, like, what's the document thing?
Okay, so you'll get that to me by Friday, is that right? Great.
Yeah.
Did you forget to prepare this also, or are you ready to go?
No, I have it.
Oh, great. Okay.
But yeah. So where do you? So I don't know how to start this. Sorry.
Start with Adukti.
Adukti?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so that's influence. I'm sorry.
You're fine. What does Adukti mean there, Ellie?
Influence.
Influence. Yeah, exactly. Influence. Good.
And then so and autoritate was authority.
Yes.
And they're influenced, I believe, by Orgetorix's authority.
Yeah, influenced by, well, actually, they're influenced by His Rebus.
What does Rebus mean? I'm sorry.
Rebus means things.
Oh, these things.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And was the influence of Orgetorix nominative?
What's that?
I think the auctoritate Orgetorix was nominative. Or was it?
No, autoritate is ablative, just like His Rebus. And then Orgetorigus, see that IS ending? It is third declension. What's the IS do in the third declension?
IS.
Don't know. It's long. I am asum ibus acibus.
Is it genitive?
Yes, it is genitive. Good.
And then you go from, and then they decided to prepare for the journey. And they bought the greatest number of pack animals and maximum numerum just out of 3.
Yeah, so right. Well, hold on. Go back to line 2 again. Eaqui. What does eaqui mean?
Eaqui.
Yeah.
That was day. Was that day?
It's also, who had eaqui last time? Was that you, Jude? I can't remember. Or was that you, Malachi?
I think that was me.
Okay, yeah. What does eaqui mean?
Was it the things which?
Good. Yep, that's exactly right. Okay, there you go, Ellie.
Okay, the things which they decided to prepare with the things. Wait, they decided to get the things.
Good.
To prepare for the journey.
Which would pertinerent, yeah, for the journey. Yeah. What does pertinerent mean in that case?
Pertinerent. That was that?
Yeah, those things which would most apply, something like that. for setting out. Most apply to the journey. Yeah, an odd proficiscendum means for setting out. Somebody else had a gerundive like that. Was that you, Jude? It was you, Zoe?
On page 10.
What does odd mean? Odd with a gerundive. Who had that? Oh, that was you also, Malachi. Odd effeminandos. For the purpose of making souls weak. Do you see it? Odd effeminandus on your page there, Malachi?
Yes, I do.
Nice. Okay. So this is another for the purpose of. All right. So odd plus a gerundive, that's a purpose clause. Okay, keep going, Ellie.
We were at Umentorum, right?
Yes.
Okay. And that was, they bought the greatest number of pack animals and wagons. And
Yeah, quam maximum numerum is as great a number as possible.
yeah.
Yep. Okay, keep going.
Yeah. Did maximum and numerum agree? Or,
Yeah, they sure do.
okay. And then they sowed as many seeds as possible.
There we go. So what agree there? What two words agree there?
Sementes.
Yep. And
Maximos.
good. That's it. Yep. So just remember those things for when you're creating your documents to make sure that, or you can make notes now, you know. Okay, go ahead.
Okay. That there would be an abundance of grain in store.
Yeah, on their itinerary.
On their oh, I'm forgetting the name. Sorry.
Ellie?
I forgot. I'm sorry.
Oh, that's okay. Itinerary, who knows?
Is it like our itinerary?
It's an itinerary. It's where we get our word itinerary. What does it mean?
Is it plan?
It's not a
So
plan.
like journey?
It's a journey.
Plot? No.
It's a journey.
Journey?
Yep.
So yeah.
Cum proximis civitatibus pacem et amicitiam confirmare. Go ahead, Ellie.
When they established peace and friendship with the coastal cities.
Yes. Good. And confirmare, why was that infinitive?
Oh, sorry. When they establish peace and friendship.
Yeah, so it actually works with constituerunt. So all those words are working with constituerunt. They decided to comparare, they decided to coemere, they decided to facere, they decided to confirmare. Okay? Make sense, Miss Ellie? Great. So all those are what we call complementary infinitives. They complement that main verb. The main verb is constituerunt, they decided. Okay, thanks, Ellie. Okay, who has page 16?
I do.
Great, take it away. And do you have a document
Okay.
to share with us, or is that what's coming?
No, it's just in my notes, so I can give it to you on Friday.
Great.
So for odd race or odd EOS race, I got to go and then a thing for race. So I got the subject I got for it was they, because in Duxerunt it ends in NT, which means they. So I got they led or they were led to go complete the thing for 2 sufficient years. And then I got in 3 years from setting out, they established laws.
Okay, let's go back to Duke Seirund. Notice your note at the bottom of the page, they considered. So they considered biennium.
2 years.
Yes, exactly. They considered 2 years to be satis.
A sufficient or a satisfactory amount of time
Good
to
for
complete
doing
the thing.
Yeah, for completing EOS race.
Doing the thing.
Yeah, and notice ad conficiendas. That's that same form Malachi had. Ad conficiendas, and then Ellie, that's the same form you had. Ad proficiscendum. Right? See the nd in the word? Are you guys starting to see that? Starting to pick up on that? The nd conficiendas. They're on line 9. You guys see that? Tess, do you see it? Ad conficiendas. Yes.
Yes.
Okay. And then see how there's an nd toward the end of the word? Audrey, do you see it? Sage, do you see that? Okay, great. And guys, feel free when I'm asking you yes or no questions, just give me a thumbs up or a clapping. If you're with me, you don't have to unmute to do that. Jude, do you see that conficiendas, the nd there toward the end of the word? Yes or no, Jude? Great. Eva, got me? Malachi? Great. Okay, sounds good. So it means purpose. It means to convey purpose, Jonah. Okay, keep going. Jonah, you're doing fine.
Okay. So then I got, in 3 years from setting out, they established laws. And I got they again because in Vermont, there's the NT, which means they.
Hey, good.
And then the next sentence I got, they were chosen by Orgetorix to complete the thing.
Yeah, to complete these things. That's right.
And I got it as passive because TUR is they in passive form.
Yes, but it's not they. It's Orgetorix. Orgetorix is chosen for completing things.
Okay.
Yeah, if it were untour instead of just tour, then it'd be they. But this tour is.
Okay.
Yep.
So then after that, I got the Legion undertakes to the citizens.
He suscepit.
He. Is it begins or takes up instead of undertakes?
An embassy. Embassy means he begins to be an ambassador to the Civitates.
Okay. He begins to be an ambassador to the citizens.
Oh, to the states. So Civitas, Tess, do you remember that word? Civitas, Civitates? Civitas.
Yeah, you said that it was like not just citizens, but the people as a whole.
Yes, exactly. So, for instance, the United States would be called a Civitas. It's the whole state. It's the whole group of citizens. All right?
Can it also be translated as city?
City's a little loose, I think. State, I think, is a better word.
Okay, I'll take that into note.
Because city is more like Orps. It's more like one city. But a Civitas could be, 1,000 cities. Okay.
Okay.
Head, Jonah.
Okay, so then I got, he persuaded Costico, the son of Catamantelotis, a Sequani, whose father reigned in Sequine for many years.
Yeah, among the Sequani for many years. That's exactly right. Who had obtained the kingdom. So you needed to borrow a word from the next page, obtenuerat. Sorry to leave you hanging there.
Okay.
You're trying to be self-contained on page 16, but you needed a word from page 17. He had obtained the kingdom. Okay?
Okay.
Jonah? Okay. Great. And then who had page 17?
That would be me.
Okay, Audrey, take it away.
Well, I'm kind of starting in the middle of a sentence here, but if you go off of what Jonah just said, and you start with et, and it's and was called, apolatus erat, was called a friend by the Senate of the Roman people, because Populi Romani are both genitive and they
Good.
go together. Then I went on, in order to seize, I translated, in order to seize sovereignty in his own state, Sua, Sua is referring back to Catamanteliotis, right?
Yes.
Okay, so I thought. Because his father,
Which
his father had held before. Yeah.
Yes, that's right.
And then you have to go down to the same way. You have to go down to in the same way he persuades Doom of the Aedui,
Uh-huh.
brother of Duwikibacus.
Yes.
Who held chief authority in his state and was loved by the people.
By the greatest number of people. What case is plebe?
Genitive. So it's by the greatest number of people. Right? Yes.
Yeah. It's probably actually ablative by the greatest people. Yeah. Go ahead.
So, he persuaded him to attempt the same thing, and the same thing is referring to seizing power over your state. And gives him his daughter in marriage.
That's right. So this is interesting because, of course, Caesar had done the same thing. Your note mentioned that he made an alliance with Pompey by giving his daughter to Pompey in marriage. And that's the same thing that these guys are trying to do to secure this political arrangement between Dumnorix and Orgetorix. Pretty interesting. Now, here's what I want to do, all right? Eva, I'm afraid we're going to have you go on Monday, all right? I apologize for that. Because you had page 18, or did you have page 18 and 19?
I had page 18
And 19. Okay, yeah. So you'll go on Monday because we need to make this really, really clear. We're going to have a quiz over 1.1 to 1.3. Now, obviously, whatever section you prepared, you're going to be really good at, I can imagine. Right? So, Audrey, if we happen to be quizzed over page 17, I bet you'd nail it, huh? Yes. Here's the problem, folks. You need to know all of 1.1 through 1.3. So what I propose is that you all not only send me your page, but that you send it on your, whatever you have going, your group chat or whatever that is. Can you guys do that? Can you attach your page to the group chat? Yes? Okay. Great. Jude, yes? I need thumbs up from everybody to make sure you know what I'm asking you to do.
Maybe.
Malachi, what am I asking you to do? Retell me the assignment.
You are asking us to send our translations to the group chat.
No. I'm glad I clarified. Not your translation. Your
Our,
page
our
that
grammar
show
things.
all the highlights and notes and all that stuff, but not a translation. Okay, Ellie, tell me what I'm asking people to do.
Send their notes to the group chat.
That's right. Should you include a translation?
No.
So Sage, you're gonna have to change your document and get rid of your translation. Got it? Tess, same for you. Which probably just means taking another picture, but like folding out the part that has a translation. Okay? And then what you guys have is, if anybody has a question over a page, guess what? You've got experts built in among you. So if somebody has a question about page 4, they're going to ask Malachi. Page 3, they're going to ask Sage. Page 9, they're going to ask Tess. Page 16, they're going to ask Jonah, and so forth. All right, you
So-
get your expert built in. Eva, question.
This test or quiz is going to be next time,
Monday.
Monday, and so I'm going to translate right before it.
Yep. Yeah.
Great.
Sorry, we're out of time, or else we would do it otherwise. Eva. Yes, Tess.
So you're just gonna call on us and we'll each have to translate a part. That's just the quiz, right?
Oh, for the quiz, I'll probably. I don't know yet. I'm sorry to say. I don't know how it's going to work. What I know is you guys need to be ready to go for 1.1 to 1.3. And I'm not sure how it's going to work. Like, I might even just email you something and then give you a time limit and say, you got to figure out a translation, and I'll give you an honor code type deal where I say, you can't look up the translation. You got to just do your best, because obviously you could just get on the internet and find something. Right. But that's not the point of this. Does that make sense, Tess? So that's kind of what I'm leaning
Yeah.
toward right now, is just giving you a time limit and saying, hey, use dictionaries if you want to, but really you've got to know what's going on here. Okay? Everybody makes sense? Yes? When should you share that with your group chat? When should you share your page?
Now?
As soon as you can.
As you
Yes.
have it.
So if you don't have it done until Friday, that's okay. Share it then. But as soon as you share it with me, share it with your class. Okay? Everybody got it? Ooh, Sage, I like that. Give me another one. Give me another one there, Sage. Give it to me. Oh, come on. Okay. All right, folks. Happy April Fools. Pax Vobis Cum.
Et tecum.
Take 'em.
Take 'em.
Take
Good to
it.
see
Wait, I
you
think
all.
everything
Stop
you just
there,
told us
guys.
was an April Fool's prank. I don't think we have a quiz.
Oh yeah, that wasn't a prank. That you really.
Still pranking us.
Yeah. Nope. Not pranking you.
Still all fake.
Yeah, it's not fake. Thanks.